Hello and welcome, beautiful goddess. I invite you to come and lay down in a child's pose to start, to calm down the nervous system and prepare for this short flow. This flow is perfect if you want to feel more open and energized, connected to your body and in tune with your femininity. We'll be focusing on opening the heart, the womb, and on playful and flowing movements, and grounding to connect with the earth. And if you practice during your ovulation, the peak in estrogen and slight rise in testosterone makes this the perfect time to embrace your sensuality, creativity, and feminine power. And if you can maintain a slow, mindful breathing in the poses, this will also help to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and we will be shifting between gentle movements and relaxation. This helps balance the nervous system, allowing for better stress management and resilience off the mat. And take a last breath in this posture. And make your way into an easy pose where your knees are lower than your hips for a breathing practice, because your yoga practice is only as good as the quality of your breath. So let's start by tuning in through Anulom-Vilom, or alternate nostril breathing. And by alternating between these two channels, Anulom-Vilom balances masculine and feminine energies within the body, creating harmony and equanimity on a mental, emotional, and energetic level. Breath is life force and just as important as the asana part of this practice. And we will be breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 4, and breathing out for 4. And if you practice this more regularly, you can keep your face soft and breathe without gasping. Then you can count in for 4 in, hold for 8, and breathe out for 8. So closing your eyes, lengthening your spine, relaxing your shoulders, and rest your left hand on your knee, palm facing up in Chin Mudra. Index finger and thumb are touching. And now take your right hand to Vishnu Mudra, holding your index and middle finger towards your palm, leaving the thumb, ring, and little finger extended. And then start by taking a few deep, calming breaths to center yourself. Prepare to begin. Close your right nostril gently with your thumb and inhale through your left for 2, 3, 4. Close your left nostril with your ring finger and hold for 2, 3, 4. Release your thumb and exhale fully through your right nostril. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Close your right nostril. Hold. 3, 4. And exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. And close your left nostril and hold. 2, 3, 4. And out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. And continue for yourself for 1 more minute. And finish your last round, which is breathing out of your left nostril. And rest your hands in your lap. Take 2 deep breaths. And from here, move into a tabletop and gently flow between cat and cow, synchronizing breath with movement. So on your inhale, arch your back for cow, and on your exhale, round your spine for cat. Repeat this for 8 to 10 breaths in your own count. So on your inhale, arch, and on your exhale, round. And in some traditions, it's believed you are as healthy as the flexibility of your spine. And this movement works on relieving back pain as well as calming the mind by syncing the breath with the movement. So keep focusing on the breath. And if your wrists need a little break, give them a shake before we move into some hip circles. So start to circle your hips in one direction and see if you can feel the fluid, sensual movement in your hips, connecting with your pelvic space. And let yourself feel and express the way you want to express yourself. And then switch sides. So asana practice was initially designed for men, not really honoring the fluidity of the female pelvis. So for us women, it's so important to become playful and comfortable by tuning into this space. And then take your last breath. Brace your elbows towards your chest and lower yourself down with a straight spine until you lay flat on your belly, preparing for a somatic cobra, trying to keep your attention as much as possible to the felt sensations in your body as you move in and out of the pose. So keep your hands on your shoulders and lift your chest into a gentle cobra on your inhale. Focus on opening your heart, stretching your chest and your front body, and lower down on your exhale, touching your forehead on the mat. And repeat 5 times, syncing your own breath to the movement, lifting on your inhale and coming down on your exhale. Breathe in, lift, and breathe out, fold. Keeping your shoulders away from the ears. Focusing on opening the chest, your heart forward. And if you finish your last one, stay laying down, bringing your big toes to touch. Rest your head on your hands for a crocodile pose. Returning again to the breath. Tuning in to whatever you can notice in your body. Breath, warm, cold, sensations, tingling. Maybe there's nothing and that's all okay. With time, you will trust your body again that it's okay and safe to feel. And from here, we will move into a flowing camel, where we will be moving in and out of the pose with each breath again. This will mean leaning back on the inhale and lowering back down on the exhale. We will repeat this 6 times. Camel is a heart opener, and it improves your posture and energizes your body and mind. So push yourself slowly up to a tabletop, and from here, come on your knees, place them hip-width apart. You can test it by placing your fist between your knees. This should be hip-width. And then tuck your toes. Place your hands on your lower back for support. And as for the opposition, it's engaging your inner thighs. Draw your lower belly in and up, and imagining your tailbone lengthening down to the core of the earth. And think of lifting your chest and rolling up your shoulders and back. So to prepare, on an inhalation, lengthen through both sides of the waist and lift your heart up and tailbone lengthening down. Keep your core engaged and lean back, and think more of lifting your chin towards the sky. And then with your lower body stable, on an exhale, start to come all the way down. Inhale, come back up into a camel, keep your inner thighs engaged, firm the shoulder blades into the back, and exhale, come down, keep tension in the legs, you can do it. Long inhale to rise up and hold, keep your attention on the breath, and exhale, round back down. Inhale, come up, and exhale, come back down 2 more times. Inhale up, visualize lifting your breastbone to the sky, and exhale, come back down. And one last time, deepest breath. Inhale, come up, shine your heart, and exhale, come back down. And from here, come into a baby pose. Rest your head on the mat with your arms by your side. And notice if you can feel any sensations in the body. Coming back to the breath. In this style of yoga, you train the nervous system to go from action into relaxation, creating a positive feedback loop and safety in the body, that there will be relaxation after action. So you can hold yourself as the goddess that you are. Then take your last breath and push yourself up into a tabletop, and step your right foot to your right wrist and your left foot to your left wrist, and make your way into a yogic squat malasana. So step your feet wider than hip-width apart, as wide as you need to sink into the squat. And if your heels lift off the floor, you can place something underneath to bring the floor closer to you. And if holding a squat is too intense, you can sit on a block. You will still reap the benefits. But if you can hold, then you hold. So bring your hands together at your heart center, closing your eyes if that feels safe, and stay here for 5 more breaths. Connecting your womb deeply with the earth beneath you. And Malasana promotes a healthy menstrual flow because of the downward stimulating energy. And it also stretches and tones your pelvic floor muscles. Maybe a little smile for your last breath. And come to roll up very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, and heel toe or step your feet together in a mountain pose. And you can step your feet a little wider for balance. Women's hips are generally wider, so they need a bit more space for stability. So from here, on an inhale, lift your arms overhead, and on your exhale, fold forward from your hips with your knees bent as much as needed for a straight spine. And from here, step your right leg back for a low lunge. And then take a moment to bring your attention into your feet and into your core. And on your next inhale, come and lift up. And lift your arms overhead and open your chest to the sky for a heart opening. And the opposition in this pose is grounding through the legs as well as imagining being pulled upward towards the sky. So inhale, ground through the back leg while opening your heart. And on your exhale, contract while imagining your back leg is being pulled up towards the sky. And repeat for 4 more breaths, connecting breath to movement. So inhale, open, brace your core. And exhale, round. Inhale, open your heart to the sky. And exhale, rounding down. Inhaling to open. And exhaling to round. And inhaling to open. And exhaling to round. And on your next inhale, move into a warrior 2 by moving your back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat or slightly turning it in. And push the outside of the back foot firmly into the mat. Hug your inner thighs together and make sure your front toes point straight forward. Your front knee is preferably right over your ankle. And if you can see the big and second toe, your hips are square to the long edge of the mat. Abdomen draws in to support the lumbar spine. The spine is long and make sure you aren't collapsing in the lower back. Shoulders over your hips and relaxed away from your ears. And your arms are energized and the opposition is reaching back as well as forward. Drishti is over your fingertips in front of you. Focus on your breath, strength, and feminine power. For your last breath, see if you can sink a little bit deeper in the pose, feeling grounded and strong. And from here, place your hands on the floor, lift your back heel so you can step into a plank, and either knees, chest, chin, or a full chaturanga to cobra or up dog. Shoulders away from the ears, shine your heart forward. And then push back into a downward facing dog and take some time to pedal your feet. And from here, on your next inhale, step your left foot forward into a lone lunge to repeat the same flow on this side. Knee over ankle. Take a moment to place your attention in your feet. And then on your next inhale, lift your arms overhead, opening your chest towards the sky. And inhale, ground through your back leg while opening your heart. And on your exhale, contract while you imagine your back leg is being pulled upwards to the sky. And if you wobble, give yourself a smile, be kind to yourself. So repeat for 4 more breaths. Again, connecting breath to movement. What is yoga all about? Inhale, open, and exhale, round. Inhale, open your beautiful heart to the sky. And exhale, round, bringing the love from your heart towards your womb. Inhale, open, and exhale, round. And inhale, open, and exhale to round. And then inhale, come up and move on warrior 2 on this side. Moving your back foot parallel to the mat and check your alignment. And no worries, I'm not going to repeat it all on this side. So you can rest in silence in your warrior. Just check if you can see your big toe and if your hips are square. And if you feel your feet rooting into the earth. Again, feeling grounded and strong, and hold for 3 more deep, slow breaths. And imagine next time you face a challenge, you are the fierce warrior that you are. So from here, turn your toes out, closing your eyes and tuning into any sensations. Try to do this without any judgment. And then on your next exhale, sink into goddess pose, knees over ankle, and sit both straight down to the core of the earth. Again, brace your core. And from here, feel the playful and sensual energy of this pose. Connect to your inner goddess and move with your breath, maybe pulsing up and down, adding any free-flowing arm movements. Anything is allowed. Allow yourself to move and be free. And stay for 5 more deep breaths, allowing for anything to happen. Keep holding, keep breathing, keep releasing. And from here, slowly come up and step towards the front of your mat. And make your way as gracefully as you can on your back. Again, bringing your attention to your body. How does it feel? And then prepare for a figure 4. So you're laying down on your back and you cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And either you stay here if you already feel an intense stretch, or gently pull your left leg towards you. Hold on to either your leg or your shin and choose based of which hold allows your back to stay connected to the floor. And the opposition is your right knee pushing to the front of the mat as you gently pull the left leg. And hold for 5 more breaths. And then switch sides. Release your feet on the floor. Place your left ankle over your right thigh, and again either stay here or pull the leg towards you, holding for 5 breaths. And then release your feet on the mat while your toes are pointing slightly out. Your knees bent and hip width are wider, and your feet as close as possible to your bum. Arms by your side, palms facing down. And then on your next inhale, lift your hips up for our last pushing pose of the day, bridge pose. Imagine opening your womb space to the sky and your heart to the space behind you, lifting diagonally up as you press your feet in the earth and lift your chest. And hold for 4 more breaths, focusing on connection between your heart and the womb. Keep lifting, keep reaching. It's your last pushing pose of this practice. After this comes rest. Yes, really good job. Now slowly roll down and place your legs on the mats for a supine twist. So bring your right knee to your chest and let it drop to the left. Extend your left arm and gaze over your left shoulder. Hold for 5 breaths. Always the option to place your hand over your womb. And switching sides, bring your knee towards your chest and extend it back on the mat, bringing your left knee to your chest and let it drop to the right. Extend your right arm and gaze over your right shoulder. Eyes can be closed, of course, and again the option to place a hand over your womb. And from here, make your way in a well-deserved Savasana. Such an important integration of the work you just did. So focus on fully relaxing. I will guide you out when it's time. And of course, there's always the option to stay longer if you feel you need more rest. And from here, slowly roll to one side and make your way up in a seated position with your eyes closed, where we will close today with a mantra together. And we will repeat the mantra, I embrace pleasure and creativity. 3 more times. I embrace pleasure and creativity. 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 I hope you do. Bring your hands to your heart. Visualize your heart and your womb filled with light, love, and joy. And if you like to support, please subscribe to my channel. Flow with love and peace. Namaste.